Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. Afternoon for me. Hey, Jody, you made it. Hey, critters. Forward to my take. Hey, Johnny. Starlight. Love my tea. This is the new cup from the merch store. If any of you guys haven't seen it yet, hey, Kim. Hey, Bad Bish. Afternoon, you made it. Hey, Donna. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. It's TGIS. Thank God it's Sherry. I mean, Saturday. Just kidding. Thought it was kind of cute, though, right? Hey, Sabina. Hey, Daisy, Sushan. Jody, glad you could make it, hon. Hey, Soul. Hey, Samantha. Yolanda. Hey, you made it. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad all of you guys could make it. So, I know everybody's kind of getting sick of talking about the whole Watts thing. I know I am a little bit even too. So, only because, I mean, what's done is done as far as Chris being sentenced, but we won't really have any more new information until either the authorities decide to release some more information or they decide to go and question her again, and then we might have something more. So, or somebody decides to leak something, that would be great too. Hey, Burr, how are ya? Hey, Nancy. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I really try to get everybody. Hey, Joe. Hey, Mark. I try to say hi to everybody. I don't want anybody to feel left out, So hello. So amongst, all of that news, right? Who knows? We might lose half the audience just because I'm not going to talk about anything Watts related. Who knows? But I'm sure you guys might have some questions or whatever. Yes, let's have a great chat. As always, we have great chats. So sorry, didn't mean to type Sherry B. That's all right. No worries. I have quite the attitude, so I do get called the B word a lot. It's whatever. Oh, they're allowed to have their opinion about me, aren't they? So that's why I like your name so much, Bad Bish. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That's so fitting for me too, but whatever. So I hope everybody's having a great day. You love the print? It's actually a 3-print match. But I liked them too. And you know what? I got the entire set for like $7 at Home Depot. Kind of like a Rona, I think you guys might have. I'm not sure what all of you guys have for hardware stores, but it's where you can grab, paints and supplies and anything and everything you need to renovate anything, almost kind of thing. Hey, Christopher. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe, check out my cup. This is from my merch store that I set up. I didn't even know how to do that when I first started. I just freaking looked up everything, learned about it, and then tried it and did it on my own. And voila! And I had some help in creating the logo. So happy from Asylum, aka Dana. Isn't she the best? Hot old lady. Well, thank you, Jar Pot. I think older and wiser versus young and dumb. And think we were all there once, weren't we? Well, for those of us that are older and wiser, know we were there once. For those of you sitting there going, I'm not dumb at all. I was never dumb when I was young. I think you might be lying to yourself. Oh, boy. So, and just so you guys all know, I'm a well-rounded cat, so I really don't take offense to anything, really. But I do have some rules in my channel. I do appreciate that everybody respects each other. The lip color is like 3 different kinds. but we can all articulate ourselves. We can all voice our opinions, even if it's a difference of opinion. We can even disagree and debate it out for real. But we got to be nice and respectful to each other. You know, it's kind of a basic on my channel. You know, other people like all the drama and the name calling and all that stuff. I don't like that. I don't like it getting directed to any of my viewers or myself. You know, we all have an opinion and we might not agree, but we don't have to insult anybody about it. So along the way kind of thing. I don't think we did ever hear anything about Jim. Yes, I'm a bad bitch. I love you, girl. Yes, I consider myself to be kind of a bad bitch. But at your name, I was just like, oh, that's so cute. I wish I would have thought of that. That's such a great idea, you know? Hey, Clary. Hey, Tammy. I'm so glad you guys made it. You need slippers. Well, grab some slippers. Hey, Jen. I look 25. Oh, you're so sweet. See, and I'm 40. So clearly I'm doing something okay. I'm using, you know, the face creams and whatever, trying to eat healthy, you know, not always, you know, junk foods or fast, quick grab foods, you know. But yeah, I don't really take offense to anything. You guys, if you know anything about me, I grew up, you know, being kind of the outcast and not having very many friends and being picked on, and I was, you know, I was bullied. So now that I'm 40, try to bully me now. I might just feed into it and tell you where to go and how to get there, but you know, we're trying to be classy here too. So hey, Damien. Hey, Jonathan. So, okay. So this, I wanted to just sort of like, you know, talk about something else. And yes, sunscreen is a good thing too, Jen. I can't hold this coffee and scroll. I realize the cup is too hot. I'm like, I gotta put this thing down. Okay. So, yeah, so that was basically just my rules quickly. I wanted to finish that thought before we move right along, is that we can all sort of speak whatever we want to speak here. Let's just be respectful of each other. It doesn't really matter if I'm old. It doesn't matter if I'm freaking 80. I mean, we're just here to chat about different cases that interest a lot of people. So this is an accepting platform, and maybe people aren't used to that on YouTube, but that's why I love YouTube, is it allows you to express yourself, you know, kind of the way you want to. So I can kind of regulate what I want and what I don't want on my channel. So yeah, so let's have fun. Let's express ourselves. Let's agree to disagree if we have to, but let's have a good time and let's chat. So the Highway of Tears. Now, somebody sent me this story. I can't remember who it was. I talked to so many people, you guys, and it's so hard to stay on top of all of it, by the way. I'm literally drowning on social media accounts because I can't keep up. But whatever. That's why I kind of posted, like, if I don't get back to you guys right away, like, please don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm really not. I just can't keep up with how much PR is coming in. I'm like, I would love to sit there and talk with all of you guys, but if that's all I did, I'd never get any research done. And so, you know, it seems like some days sort of are set for social media days because I get stuck on it. Once you start, you know, responding, conversations start, and then you know, I've got like 20 conversations going on. So it's sort of like I have to pick and choose the days that I don't go on social media because I have to do some other things, you know, versus spending every day trying to tap into social media to respond to people. It's really difficult to do that. There's just not enough minutes in the day for me to be able to wrap all this together, you guys. So, and one day maybe I'll be able to find somebody who could sort of help me with that side of things. At this point, excuse me. At this point, sort of like financially, I'm not able to compensate somebody for helping me with that time. Now, I don't know if there's some people out there that are like, you know, you would love to help and you just didn't know I even needed something like that. Maybe you're healing from something or a surgery, or all you are doing maybe necessarily right now is kind of laying back, and you have that opportunity to help. Certainly, if that's the case, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me. I'd love to get to know you. Because part of finding that perfect person, you guys, is finding the person that's going to be able to help me to respond in exactly the way I would, to not take offense, to, take the compliments and stuff like that. So, that being said, we'll, I'll sort of leave that to you guys. I feel like I've spread the awareness on that and, moving right along. So thank you all for hearing me out on that. I'm already on my third cup of coffee, so if I'm a little like, ring, you know why. A slave. You're funny, Starlight. You see, and the thing is that I won't forget the people who did help me while I was still building things, but financially at this point, I'm not able to compensate somebody for that kind of time and effort. So I don't necessarily just want to, ask somebody. I figure if I put the awareness out there and there's somebody that's interested, we can get into contact with each other and move it up from there. So all you need is a trunk to sleep in. You're so cute. Cheese whiz. Oh, man. Hey, Minu, can you stop that, please? Anyways, that's my kitty. He's like scratching it. It sounds like the desk actually or something. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh boy. So someone sent me this suggestion. Hi, Amy. Hi, Posa Mom. But someone sent me this suggestion about the Highway of Tears, and I thought that it would be an interesting topic. Because this highway particularly has had missing women repeatedly throughout since the 70s. Let's just say that, like 69, 70s. There's been consistently, between obviously, a person and like several people go missing from this stretch of highway. And, it's mostly Indigenous women, but doesn't really quite matter. It seems that it might be happening to people that are risk takers in the sense that they are willing to travel by hitchhiking or kind of just walking the main highway. They know where they're going. They're sort of more exposed, I guess, to the bad guy that seems to be on this highway. So you can help, Amy. Well, let's get in contact for those of you that are interested in what I just mentioned, and let's sort of get to know each other a little bit better. That's my best sort of recourse of action here, is to, in order to find that right person, is to just start talking with people. So my email address is connected on my About You page. So feel free to pop me an email letting me know that you heard this and you're interested. And if, could you please give me your phone number so I can call you, and then we can sort of chat forward in this direction. So, because what I don't want to have happen is that I choose the wrong person because I jumped into making the decision too quickly and it ends up hurting me. So I'm going to be very, 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 very cautious about who this person should be. I've said this before, if I could just clone myself almost, but knowing me, I'd be going around checking if everybody's doing the way I want it to be done. So, oh my gosh, I think I almost have to, reluctantly let go of some of that, but we'll see, like, work in progress. There's been a lot of the Highway to Tears that is just unsolved, and that's what's kind of scary, so like this stretch of highway, it's like 450 miles long, okay, and it stretches between Prince George and Prince Rupert in BC, British Columbia, and there's sort of a lot of Indigenous women that have gone missing on this particular highway. For those of you that are maybe listening that are out in the world in this day and age, I mean, I don't think it was ever really a safe way to travel, but in this day and age, I definitely think it's a seriously unsafe way to travel. Almost better to know somebody of knowing somebody if you're going to do it that way. But I think it's always better to, take the safe route, of a bus or like a a company that will bring you from place to place versus, a person, because there's at least some accountability for the company if they, something happens to you versus if it's with a person. Now, if it's with a person and that person has never actually been, fingerprinted, or they've never been in trouble with the law, they've never even been spoken to or whatever, they've never been entered in the database, you guys, those are the exact people that can get away with this kind of stuff. It's scary. So, and you don't really know who has or who hasn't been involved with law enforcement. So, be safe for yourself as well. Yeah, you have to be careful no matter where you are. But I thought that this was interesting that it was in Canada. So there was two people in 1970 that had gone missing. Some of these cases are still sitting unsolved because they just don't have any information. For the second person that had gone missing, Helen Claire Frost, she left her home in downtown Prince George the evening of October 13th, and she was just never seen again. She had been suicidal in the past. She had recently given up a baby for adoption and was living with her sister. She worked jobs sort of, including like being a bus person in restaurants and cafeteria and stuff like that. And she also did like painting for a company, gas station attendant, things like that. She's just been missing ever since October 13th, and there's just no more information about that. That's really, really, sad. Serial of murders. That's exactly what they think, is that it is sort of a serial situation because there's just no info on so many of it. It's scary. I don't know, to be honest, Clary T. And I mean, I'm really not focusing on that part of this thing, of this situation. I'm more focused on the fact that there's so many people that are missing that it's just not been solved. But I think that there's possibility, guys, obviously, of corruption no matter where you go, no matter, what town, what city, what country, there is going to be some of that. There's good and bad everywhere. So, and that's in everything. There's even doctors that have, they take oaths to not hurt anybody. And later on in their career, it's been found out that they're, killing people and stuff like that. So, like, there's all kinds of corruption at all different levels, in my opinion, throughout everything. I mean, it's just human nature, right? It's good and bad. Quite a few documentaries about it. Yeah, exactly. It's super hard to solve. Just pass by. Like, it's a big highway, exactly. I wanted to share some of the other, people that had gone missing. There was a lady named Mary Jane Hill. The year, that I came into the world, she was kind of going out of it, and she was found nude laying along Highway 16. And was a serial doctor in the UK. Have you guys had any stories like that, Clary T, in the UK? I'll show you a link. Well, thank you for sharing that information, Tony. You sound very knowledgeable on it. That's awesome. I love that we can do that, here with each other. I feel like there's a certain level of comfort when people start talking about things and then you're able to sort of look back on some of that, on what they read or what they researched and see it for yourself. It builds our relationship online, in my opinion. That might sound a little bit kind of whatever, but I think it's kind of true. It makes us come together. It sort of bonds us a little bit more. No, I think I just more meant the fact that it seemed to be like a serial situation going on this highway where, it's unsolved. So there was a serial killer, Edward Dennis Isaac, that was convicted and sentenced May 11th, 1987, to pretty much life without the chance of parole for 15 years. He was arrested, you guys, in February 1986. And he sort of admitted to some of these, serial women going missing, in a sense. Like, he was the serial killer. He was charged in Jean Marie Kovac's murder, Roswitha Furbishler, and Nina Marie Joseph. There was another serial killer later that was arrested July 1990 for more of these missing women. In May 1991, Jerry Smazlet of Fort Ware was charged with the murder. A jury convicted him of second-degree murder, but the conviction was overturned by a court of appeal and a new trial ordered. In May 1995, Smazlet pled guilty to manslaughter and served an additional year to the 38 months served already. Smazlet was arrested again in 2001 for another incident and was sentenced to as a dangerous offender for an infinite period. They all kind of copied each other, yes. That's what it kind of looks like, It's almost like some of the bad guys got wind of this situation, there, and added to it, Any kids or children? No, it's showing. Well, wait a minute, maybe. Yeah, there's some teenagers, absolutely, yeah. And children, yeah. Strangled body found April 5th, 1995. The mother, Sheila, of the Prince George Apartments, was the daughter of John Joseph Seymour. Awesome necklace. Thanks very much. It's a thrift shop beauty find. I love my thrift shopping. Yes, like it looks like there's 13-year-old a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old. So, yeah. It looks like a pretty dangerous stretch, I would say. Let me just check that, Mary. Um, oh, of course, did we get a troll? Thanks, Clary T. Funny. Just, you know what's funny is that I was over on John Grimes's channel and I got all excited that, he was talking about me and my channel, and I just started like firing off like 16 messages. And then when I went back to go and look for the link that he had shared for a book called Like Father, Like Son that I'm trying to find, I just saw all my messages and I thought, oh my gosh, this looks so distasteful. I really didn't realize that it was coming across like that. But I actually got a little message like, you're sending too many messages. And I was just like, yeah, I just got all excited, and like every little sentence I was like, send, because I was responding back with him and stuff. It was really funny. Yeah, he's a really, really great guy. But yeah, I felt like an idiot, an online idiot, for freaking sending like 16 little messages all at once. I thought, why didn't you just do that all in one message, Sherry? Like, self-talk, I'm like kicking myself. Like, oh well, it was all in good, good fun and whatnot. Hi, Mustafa. Just make sure that you don't start sending 16 highs, or I'm just going to block you, because it's really unnecessary and it's irritating, right? Okay, we see you. You don't need that much attention, though, is what we're trying to freaking say when we notice that you do that. Thank you. Anyways, Mary, I thought that your question was involving like a legal terminology. So I went to go grab the legal dictionary, but I can't find that there, hun. Unless you're just trying to say infinite, but I thought maybe possibly you were trying to say something like a legal word, but Peter Sutcliffe, Sue, you're saying, was worse. UK serial killer killed prostitutes. I feel like sometimes they go after, the kind of people they don't think people are going to look for or care for or whatever. I think that's a grave like misjudgment. And how do you know which person, there could be people that are prostitutes on the street that are from like the richest families around the world, that some shit's gone sideways and they've ended up an outcast to the family or something like that. I'm so glad you're on top of it, girl. Of course he's back. He's just going to keep trying to be an annoying, I sometimes wonder about some of these people, but whatever. Anyways, no point checking the book there, because that's not what that was for. Hi, Louisa. Hi, Ganesh, or Yanish. Not sure if your G is silent. The other thing is unfortunately, and I don't know why this is, but it always seems to be like these, this third world country bullshit that keeps happening, that they keep, you know, popping in and off, on and off, and all this. I don't know. I don't know if their point is to try to get like, sort of attention and get noticed or what. But hey, Rhonda, very positive channel. Just wanted to say hello. Cool. I'll have to check that out. If you, yeah, well, I'm sure I could just search it, but. Yeah, I feel like they're just trying to get a rise, And so when they see that possibly might have happened and they got a smidgen of attention, they just, they don't stop. So you see a screen name with the actual word trolling. Oh boy. Yeah, no kidding. So, definitely scary situation that's sort of happening on this stretch of highway here in Canada. There was another person named Cody Ligabokov. I'm probably not saying that correctly. Was arrested November 27th, 2010, and convicted first-degree murder September 2014. Canadian serial killer Cody was convicted of first-degree murder in the deaths of Lauren Dawn Leslie, Jill Stacy Stuchenko, Cynthia Francis Maz, and Natasha Lynn Montgomery. In September 2016, the BC Court of Appeal confirmed the original conviction, and Labokov was aged 21 when he was arrested, you guys. So, and who knows how long he was doing that for. I'd have to go back and read a bit more of his story. And that's kind of fairly recent. So, but as I stated, right, if you've never been in trouble with the law, so if you are someone young and maybe, excuse me, mentally having some issues, you're maybe not even, medicating for it, or you don't even know what they are, that could be very dangerous to society as well as themselves until they get caught, right? So definitely scary, who knows what sort of makes them do things like this. I almost feel like, it could be anger from the way that they grew up, or, the way that they were raised. It could be, a mental illness. It could be their upbringing, possibly being abused, not having dealt with any of those things, coming from a broken family. It just could be, I mean, there's people who come from families that the parents were loving, and everything seemed normal on the up and up, and they still turned into, psychotic people. So I'm not really sure that you can analyze that, like Clarity, the most recent one was 2018. I will share that with you. So Jessica Patrick Balser, maybe? I'm real bad with names, you guys. I'm sorry. So it says that Jessica was last seen at the Smithers McDonald's or the Mountain View Motel early August 31st, 2018. Jessica was reported missing on September 3rd, and RCMP news release was put out 3 days later on the 6th of September. News of her death was released on September 16th before police officially released identity of human remains found. RCMP officials released the identity of the remains found on the 21st of September, and according to RCMP, the body was found on Hudson Bay Mountain Road, at a large pullout about 15 meters down a steep bank on Saturday, September 15th, 2018. So I guess they just don't have any information as to who committed this crime. There was also a lady named Frances Brown in 2017, October, and then there was a lady named Roberta in May of 2017. And then another one, April 2016. So like it just seems like it's not going to quit there, something's going on in that area for sure. I don't know, Rick, if they're born with it, and I'm definitely not a psychologist expert by any means. So this is just general conversation between two people, like as if we're friends sitting down having coffee, just kind of talking shit out back and forth. That's kind of what this is like, because I don't have any expertise in that field and I really don't know. So you'll look into them then. Yeah. The whole murder and why people do bad things, and that even the technology, like the forensic side of it and how advanced we've gotten now, is really interesting. Oops. Elderly lady once told me that she believes some are born bad seeds. Yes. But I mean, things change all the time in this industry, right? I mean, so like for instance, back when I was growing up and my mom had my sister, they were told, like my parents were told that it was healthiest to let the baby sleep on their belly, and this was before they had ever figured out that children could turn their heads, possibly smother themselves, fall too deeply into a sleep, and die of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. So they would tell the parents, hi, CJ, that, this was the best way to put your child to sleep. And this is what they're teaching from the hospital. And then years later, the scientists kind of changed their mind because there was a rise in children deaths because of, them accidentally not, knowing that information fully correctly and spreading it accordingly. Let's remember that human beings are the ones that are, in control of doing everything. Even if it comes down to human beings setting up machines, it's still going to be a human being that could put in a mistake or an error, that it does, that something gets mixed up or miswired or misunderstood or isn't properly known about before being released, and that sort of happened all throughout history, where they've changed their minds, so to speak, on what they thought was the issues and how things were being caused and what was going wrong. They realized more things. They had more time to dissect it all and, research and whatever, that they realized that they may have made some mistakes in releasing some of that information incorrectly, and so like they changed their minds. They re-say the information, don't put your babies on their belly, put them on their side, put something propping them up so that they won't fall forward, they won't fall backwards. And, that's the best way. And, they'll still get a good sleep. And, you know what I mean? So like, there's always different ways that they're changing things along the way because they get more knowledge, or, other things come into play. So, I feel like the old lady might say something like that, thinking the old ways. Meanwhile, there's other studies that have come out and other, research that's been done that have created for, more to be known about various things. So you personally don't believe that they're born, or like anything, circumstances make the murders? That's very possible, that they got mishandled as a child or something traumatic happened. Who knows? Hey, Lloyd. How are ya? I was never mad at you. Oh boy. You know what? I'll say this to you directly because I've said it to everybody else already, but I'm kind of drowning in my PR. So it's really difficult for me to maintain general conversation on a regular basis because I get stuck on social media and then I can't get off and there's like 50 conversations that are going on and I can't get any other work done. I can't get any research done. So I kind of put up a post kind of saying, like, listen, I'm really sorry, but I can't keep up with this right now. Hopefully people understand, but I'm trying to work with you all too because I realize it's something that has to be done in order for you guys to see that I do care about you too. And I do. I just don't have enough time in the day to sit and respond to everybody on social media and do my research and do my video uploading and do my editing and do my sharing and like I can't even find time to cook a meal for myself sometimes, you guys. So just saying, if you don't hear from me for general, compliments and conversation, it's because I'm so busy with so many other things. The amount of time that it takes to research and just read some things sometimes is atrocious. So sometimes I won't be on social media. I'm getting into the thing where it's not gonna. I won't be on for like a few days. Like I'm gonna have to take the full break kind of thing in order to be able to get it all done. You always put your boys on their stomach. Yeah. But then, when my sister died, they changed that. They were like, oh, maybe they fall too deep in a sleep and we shouldn't be recommending that the parents put the child on their stomach. So, has anybody, like, off topic, you guys, has anybody that's here right now ever tried that lip sense product, where it just stains your lips? It doesn't come off on your cups or anything. Poor Shitty parents can raise shitty children. To cross that line to murder is another thing. Yeah. Good afternoon, Kathy. Hey, Ray. Thanks, Tammy. It dries out your lips. That's what I heard because I was actually watching one of Shanann Watts's videos, and she was using an exfoliator and stuff. It looked like it was just a clear gloss to kind of plump up your lips again or whatever. I use Vaseline fairly frequently, but I wondered specifically if it burns when you put it on. Is the When it's staining your lips, is it burning through your lips? Because I've had some of those products and I really don't like them, and I don't want to waste any money if I don't have to. You're a new sub, Ray McLaughlin. Sorry if I said that wrong. Want to know about the lipstick? Well, these lipsticks I just recently bought as discount from Christmas stuff at Shoppers, actually, just drugstore special, $2. So I was pretty happy about that. And see, I don't think I need the lip plumper, but I just don't want to. I want to try. I think I want to try the lip sense. I just don't want to try it if it's going to burn my lips. Does that make any sense? Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know if I really need the plumper. Vaseline is the body's most natural form of lubricant, is what I learned in aesthetics school back in 2005, 2006. It dries your lips out, Mary? See, yeah, these are matte, so they're not. Excuse me, they're not totally dry. There's a kind of like a slight stickiness Very, very, very slight though. Because I don't like that feeling either. Shine like Shanann, yeah. Yeah, well, I was watching one of her videos where she was getting ready and stuff, and she had shown the lip sense doesn't come off, and I was like, hey, that's kind of neat. And I think I'd heard about it, but like we don't really have everything sometimes in Canada. So I'm pretty sure I can't find that kind of stuff in the stores out here. I'm pretty sure it's like an MLM thing where you have to order it through somebody and stuff like that. So it didn't burn for you? That's the brand. Yeah, I think it's called Lip Sense, like Lipsense, I think. Q&A was great, Paula says. I appreciate your continued support, Paula. You're great. See, Lloyd, that's the problem is I just don't have a whole lot of time, to call people and socialize, I have so much going on. You need the plumper. No lips compared to your fat bottom one. Aw. That's kind of cute. Then you look like you have a pouty lip all the time. It's okay though. It's cute. I say embrace whatever beauty you have, like if you have beautiful eyes, like love those, focus on that, if you have beautiful cheekbones, like focus on that, use what you have for your own beauty, versus wanting someone else's beauty or something like that is what I mean. Jody, you're funny. Oh boy, I'm not really sure how that works though, like and like I said, I'm not sure if the States has a store like that. Was Shanann going to the store to buy that stuff, or did she use, another MLM person or something, I'm a real beauty. Aw, thanks. You're so sweet. I think we're all beautiful in our own ways. We just need to find what that is that we really like about ourselves and emphasize it. Focus on it. Because we're not all like perfect beautiful. I'm not either, you guys. So, I focus on the one, piece that I find is the most beautiful, and I focus on that. I don't focus on the things that I don't like. I did that for very many years as a teenager, and it does nothing but bring you down. It messes with your self-confidence, it messes with your mood even. You just are always irritable when you're not happy about yourself and you're not content with what you have. I think that's sort of the beginning process of getting to there is to be content with what you do have, Often a drugged derangement. What are you talking about, Starlight? I'm trying to find your last message and I don't see what else you're saying. So you must be responding something to me. And I'm just like, huh? Oh man. You should at least shave. You're funny. What do I think about Frazzy? I don't know what Frazzy is. What is that? You happen to have a friend that sells it? No way. Aw. Well, that's kind of cool. Lip Sense is on Amazon? Okay. But see, that's why I wanted to talk to you guys and ask you guys, does it burn and stuff? Because, and I don't necessarily need it. Like I said, I just spent $2 on these ones. So she sold Unique. Who sold Unique? Oh, Shanann. Yeah. Self-care. Oh, she's very important. I totally agree. 100%. Comes with age. The older you get, the more content you become. Yes, that's quite possible. Yeah, that's quite possible, actually. Either that or you become the exact opposite and more, cranky and bitchy and complaining. Miserable. One of two ways. It's snowing. Aw. Well, here it's not snowing, but it's really not very nice weather. Hey, Holly. Sorry if I missed saying hey to you. Nope, can't afford it. Can't afford what again, Paula? Just want to know for the next time. Buy lip stain. Yeah, I did want to know, because if it's gonna burn my lips, I don't even want to try it. Because I have tried lip stains before, but like I said, I put them on and they burn the crap out of your lips. They stain them all right, but they burn the crap out of your lips, and I'm like, no thanks. I'm not interested in making my face hurt. Oh boy. Clary T, you're so smart. I don't know if that's the right person, but good for you if you guessed that properly. Older people have less of a filter. I'm trying to maintain my filter. Cloud, get down. I'm trying to maintain my filter. You're in that I Spy. Hey, Tammy, did you get a sample from Natalie? I mean, Nicole? Man, I can't even talk properly. Can't think. Like, what's wrong with you, Sherry? But seriously, I seen that you had asked her for a sample, and I wondered if you got it. The color of my lipstick looks great on me. Well, thank you, Rhonda. This is actually a mixture of like 3 of those colors that I had just bought, but it was a 4-pack of colors. So it's cold in Colorado. I think we have some people here that are from like Florida and Cali, like hot spots in there. Get them to send you some. If you thought the best detective was the Russ Williams interview, amazing dialogue and unrelenting police work. It would be really nice to see the unrelenting police work that they did for, Nicole Kessinger. Like, honestly, I don't understand why that woman doesn't just come forward with whatever she has that could clear her. She's so worried about the public and what they might think and the media and what they're going to do with her name and all this kind of jazz. I don't understand why she doesn't just tell the police to release what they used to clear her. If she wasn't in that area and whatever, and the GPS coordinates got ordered, like, why can't she just come forward and say, listen, here it is, you guys, I don't have to do this, but I'm going to, in order to get you all to just shut the up. Right? I mean, I'm sure she's irritated at this point, but it's like, if you have the power to clear your name, I would come forward and do that. I think the only reason I can think that she hasn't done that yet is because she doesn't have that proof, and she really was there and she really knew more. And if that were to come out, there's no way that society as a whole, the world as a whole, would be okay with that. And I'm not sure how many more signatures they're going to need to get, something else happening on these petitions. But if I was her, I would be clearing my name. I wouldn't be sitting on it and, not doing or saying anything and just letting everybody run rampant and wild with their thoughts, especially if I knew for a fact that I had nothing to do with it. But like, the only reason I can think of that she hasn't done that yet is because she did have something to do with it, and she has no way to prove that she wasn't actually there. And if she were to come forward with anything else, it's going to make her look even more guilty. So, the longer that all of this sort of drags out, the worse it looks. It's not really going to go away. People aren't just going to be like, oh, well, they're not doing anything about it, I guess we're just going to stop talking about it. I mean, we're all going to continue talking about it until we figure out, was this handled properly or not? She won't because she can't. That's exactly the impression that I get. And I don't know if that was actually her that popped on the last time, I uploaded about her. There was an NK that popped on and said, "Would the real NK please stand up?" And I was just like, if that's her, this is great, because I would love nothing more than to, tell that woman face to face that she has every power to clear herself if she just came forward with that info for us to see she really didn't have anything to do with this, because ultimately we really don't give a flying rat's ass what she likes for sex, who she likes to sleep with, what she likes to do on the side. She could be as shady or as whatever she wants to be. As long as she wasn't involved in knowledge on these murders, we don't really care to let you carry on. It's just like, but for right now, it looks like you were involved in those murders. And so carrying on shouldn't be an option for you right now. There should be some more questions and answers, So, yeah, we're talking about North Korea. Because let's face it, it's on everybody's mind. We're all wondering what the fuck's happening with that. Excuse my French and language. I'm sorry, you guys. I really am trying to just cut that right out of my vocabulary. But it's a work in progress. I'm sorry. But what did you say here? Public opinion is a daunting foe. I don't think so. And it's not public opinion, because what's been released is public information. And what we're seeing is that there is some more questions on whether or not she was actually there. The DA tried to say, like that she didn't have any involvement and she's actually a victim and stuff like that. But her phone pinged in the area when she said that she was actually with Jim. So for those of you that have gone through every single text and every single dialogue and every single page, you can see that there is some more questions. And that is just public inquiry. That, we're not defaming or defacing this girl. We're just questioning on whether or not she had some involvement or knowledge on these things. Because if she did, she might as well have been up there smothering those kids and strangling Shanann herself. If she didn't, well, then whatever. The only thing she did wrong was sleep with a married man. And it really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. But, she's the one that has the power to sort of get people off of her, get people off of thinking that she had any involvement by coming forward and saying, look, here is my GPS. Now, back off and shut up and whatever. But right now, the public information that we all have shows that there's more questions in her involvement. So foe, no. You don't mind the F-bomb. Well, I'm trying to sort of minimize that. It's not how I want. It's not how I would like to talk. I really don't think that I need to throw those around too often, Excuse me. But I just can't get over it. It's like, if it was me involved in this thing, I'd be coming forward with everything I got to show the world. Not because I had to, because I would want to, in order to get everybody to back off of me and not think I had anything to do with this. But she doesn't seem to have the capabilities of doing that, creating for everybody to think she really did have more to do with this. So, you love what word? I'm just real, Sherry. Thanks, Mary. Well, and the beauty of freedom of speech is that we are allowed to talk about public information, and we are allowed to mull this over and question, like that is within our rights, you guys. I can't get over all the missing pieces too. It's like they've done it intentionally, purposely releasing things that really have little or nothing to do, with anything. No, you're all right, Jody. I really don't try to pick up that info. You know, and it would be nice to know if the neighbors, got sort of they re-looked at maybe even the exact vehicle of Nicole Kessinger, like a picture of it, and asked if that was the truck that was seen. I know somebody said something about a red truck and stuff like that, and I think there is a neighbor in the area with a red truck, but hi, Ashraf. You're new to this, Nikki Lynn? You're like new to my channel or new to the topic of Chris Watts, or not sure if you guys knew, but Chris Watts called Nicole Kessinger his empanada. Yeah, I did hear that. Thanks, DJ. Oh, you're funny, Tammy. Oh, geez. Oh, man. Thank you for your online love, Ashraf. Please don't get weird. Please. Look at the McStay's case trial, January 6th or 7th, the last 5 years in waiting. It's amazing that some of these trials take so many years to put together. But kudos to the lawyers that worked that hard for that, like that's amazing work. I mean, talk about being thorough, right? What about our country being in debt? Every country's in debt, sweetheart. I'm not sure why you're bringing that up. I mean, every single economy is suffering right now due to all the inflations and the dollar not being worth sort of as much. Digital currency. There's a whole other world out there, but we are all in debt. Absolutely. New to something live. Well, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. I'm glad that you feel comfortable to ask some questions and stuff like that. I did just say your name, Nikki Lynn. I'm talking to you, sweetie. I'm talking to you. That's the thing about live, is that I can see what you're typing and I can respond so you feel included. But yeah, no, we're definitely all in debt. Every single country. Lives are awesome, Laura says. That's awesome. You'll be addicted from now on. They should all go as like Chris Watt's case. Yes, Ashraf, we're not here for like a dating site. We're here to sort of bounce ideas back and forth about different cases that interest us. So, no, I won't stop. And if you don't stop, you're going to end up kicked out of my channel. So be careful, because I have no problem clicking the block button. I have no time for drama. You're either here to contribute, your opinion, your thoughts, your expertise. But if you're here to just contribute, trying to date or get to another country and all that stuff, that's not what this is about. So you're so happy you caught my live. Hi, Mabel. I'm so glad you made it. Yay. Yeah, I don't know, Paula. I really don't, to be perfectly honest. You're funny. No. And debt too. Yeah, I think we all are. I've got student loans I'm dealing with, so debt is not easy, but it seems to be the way of life for everybody. Like everybody is in some kind of debt of some sort. So whether that's, credit cards or mortgages or you don't pay shit. You're funny. Well, good for you, but I still got a ton of bills I gotta worry about. But don't send me any money. Oh, yeah. Love the name Mabel. Yeah, it is so old fashioned. That's cool. Yeah. Thank you, Clary. Or Tammy. Sorry. Thank you, Tammy. Here in Cali, the houses are so expensive. I think the houses are getting expensive absolutely everywhere. There's houses here in Winnipeg that are literally, you know, $1 million plus. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know how anybody could ever afford that. I don't think I would even want to pay for something like that, even if I had the money to pay for something like that. I mean, the bigger the house, the more you got to clean. Like, sheesh. I mean, I'm not saying I want a tiny one or anything, but like, within reason. Listening grinder to do a wrench job. That's okay, Clary. Basic 3-bedroom, bathroom, backyard, 500K. That's crazy. But yeah, it's kind of the normal run of the mill, housing market. Sort of everywhere seems to have gotten really expensive. Yet they seem to be built more and more cheap. So why the price is going up is kind of beyond me. Land registry cheats in London, UK by altering purchase dates, bringing down expectation. Wow. Well, that's unfortunate. Cost to heat and stuff. Yeah. Your niece put her bills in a hat, and whichever one she draws out gets paid that month. Creditors don't like her system. Oh, wow. I bet not, right? Hello. No, I'm sorry. Your company was not the one that I picked out of the hat today. So try again next month. You might be the lucky winner. Oh, I'm just kidding. But oh my goodness. That's funny. NK will be coming down, no matter of time. Well, like I said, if she wanted to avoid, the public looking at her at all, she has all the power to do that. She could come forward, and the longer that she doesn't do that, it makes her look like she doesn't have anything to clear herself with. 6 years ago, my parents bought their house for $14,000. Now it's worth $1 million. Excuse me, that is insane. You don't see anything wrong with the hat. Oh boy. Hi, Pavi. Take your name? You mean say your name? Hey, Carolina Cummings. Hello. The Watts home was big bucks. Surprised how plain the development was. Yeah, but I mean, it's still in development out there, right? So. You're funny, Clary. 2,700 a month. Eesh. 3,000 for my house years ago. That's amazing. Good find, Sue. Good for you. Guys, I've lived in El Salvador for many years now and lived down here. Not expensive at all. Life down here is not expensive at all, but the country has become very violent. Yes. Actually, when I was researching a little bit more on what the levels meant as far as country, there was level like 1, 2, and 3 as far as the sex trafficking industry goes in those countries, and whether or not they abide by any laws, whether they have protection in place for their citizens or not, whether they're even looking to do that, stuff like that. And there was countries like in that area, Mabel, that they don't even have protection in place for citizens, so it's a much higher risk going there, and you guys should be aware of that when you're traveling. That would be something I would look into no matter where you're going, to find out, how safe your destination is, kind of thing. Because you don't want to just wait till you get there to figure it out. You might end up in a really bad situation. But if you were to check what level of, security sort of that country has or that place has, you might, be more safe to travel there. So hello, Mr. Salvastorvo or something. I'm sorry, I probably didn't say your name anywhere close to right, and I don't know how to say the first one. Bartolome? Oh man, I'm horrible with names. Sorry. I think all houses are expensive everywhere right now, unless you can find something that's on foreclosure or a fixer-upper. Oftentimes the foreclosures are good to go for because the bank just wants to kind of recoup almost like whatever, so you can actually go to your local realtor and find out what they have lists of what's in foreclosure in certain areas, and then you can try to buy something like that if you wanted to. So that's so cool, Tammy. On a half acre. That's really cool. Some places didn't even have the fake grass. Cost $28,000. Well, that's a pretty decent price, though. Your house was $675. Guy's house was $78. Passed away. We keep the house. Finishing paying it off. Mortgage. Interesting. Well, if it's already in the family, you might as well try to finish off paying for it and recoup your money in a sale, or possibly rent it out so you have recurring revenue. Spoke about so close to the neighbors, the Watts home. Which neighbors are you talking about? The one beside him that had recorded him backing up his truck, or because there's a few neighbors they spoke to, like the Lindstroms, their daughter babysat for them, and they just lived, one street over or whatever. And then David, he lived a couple streets over too. For those of you that maybe haven't yet heard the recorded interaction with the police between those neighbors, that was my last live upload for you all. UK really planning on Brexit. Hesitant, high expectations over inflation now evenly spread across the country. US Embassy sends us regular emails alerting us to what places not to visit here. Wow. Well, that's pretty cool, Mabel. To rent a 2-bedroom, about $1,900, one extra car space. That is insane. You got that right. Like crazy. You don't believe for one moment he slept in the basement. I believe that he slept in the basement, Carolina. I mean, he had a bed set up down there. Nikki Lynn, how do we handle the influx of people coming into the country illegally, considering the U.S. is broke and doesn't even have enough money for their own citizens? So, Nikki, the type of subjects that you're trying to get us to talk about are, well, one, they have nothing to do with my channel, and two, you keep leaning towards government talk. And I don't really care what the hell every government body does, because they all lie to us about what they're doing anyways. So, I don't really want to talk about the government because I don't want to piss anybody off and have them knocking on my door and trying to take me out. And I would think that you would have the same concern being in the country that you are from, and the knowledge that you have of, the level of corruptions that's going on. I mean, it happens everywhere. I've said this before. So if you're, concerned about all of this talk, I would go to Google. I would go to channels that talk about those kind of things. But don't bring it here, because it doesn't have any bearing here. Here we talk about crimes that are happening, missing people, survivor stories, natural disasters, chaos happening around the world. And I really don't want to include any crooked police, conspiracy theories, government policy, political bullshit, propaganda, anything, because that's not what my channel is about. So hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. And I mean, if you don't have a lot of knowledge about it, that's why I encourage you to go to Google or go to the other channels that talk about those kind of things, because that's not my channel. You're in the wrong spot if that's what you only want to talk about. We talk about cases, crimes, murders, rapes, as I listed, missing people, natural disasters, chaos happening around the world, it really, I don't have any interest in covering topics about government, because those kind of topics, not only do they get flagged, but if you say the inappropriate thing and you piss off the government officials high up enough, bad things can happen to you. And I think we all know that. Well, those of us that have, that are in the know, I think, and if you're one of those people that's not in the know, then go hit Google and go look it up, Exactly. They're no topics. And I don't really appreciate you trying to come in here and instill this, input it, stick it in here, because it really doesn't have anything to do with my channel. So hopefully I've been direct enough. You can go to Google, you can go to, even search YouTube. I'm sure there's channels that are out here bashing government and talking about all kinds of conspiracy theories and crooked this and whatever that. That's not me. That's not my channel. So sorry, I would appreciate, not talking about that and not questioning me about it because of those things. Yeah, exactly. Suspicious is right. I was suspicious the first time she tried to bring it up, to be honest with you. I right away caught on to that. At the very first question, Clarity, I was like, So pick your fights carefully. Exactly. And knowledge is power, folks. The more you know and you can be aware, be smart about things. Obviously, there's good and bad of everything. But to go and sit there and point it out and start talking about it, I think you're asking for trouble. And you really don't want to do that in this day and age. Unless you have a death wish or something. Well, whatever, carry on. But I personally am not scared to die. I'm just not looking to go hunt it down. So, but thank you for the compliment on the cool necklace. I got this at a thrift store. I have a purple one that's exactly like it. Really cute. Yeah, I've seen videos of, vehicles rolling up on people, that are putting out information that's inappropriate, that's too much, that shouldn't be out there, and literally, getting shot and killed in their own vehicle. Done, gone, driven away. Nobody knows who the hell that was. Never solved. It's just done, over with. That person's life is done. So pick and choose very carefully what you talk about, because anything that you search, anything you type, anything you put in a keyboard is recorded somewhere. And all those things are also flagged if you're going to be searching, certain, don't think for a second that your government name is not a flag, that the second that you search something about that person, it's automatically being watched. The second that you search something illegal, like building a bomb or a gun, you're automatically being watched. And I mean, people that have this knowledge know that. And I mean, you just don't want to step over the wrong line and you've pissed off the wrong person. So be careful. Good and bad everywhere. You like me even more? You've had enough of the government. Yeah. Well, who hasn't really, you know? Like I said, there's corruption everywhere. There's good and bad everywhere. So focusing on that just it makes no sense to me. You know, there's really no point to it. So we'll all meet our maker and have to be accountable one day. And until then, really, none of us should be judging the other, really. You love the purple. I love purple too, actually. It's one of my favorite colors. Really, nothing is private. You are 100% correct on that, Laura. It's so true. Even things that you think are deleted are still findable, you know? So there's my rant for the day. It's just not worth being spoken about, especially for a YouTube channel. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to lose your channel or whatever, you know? Big Brother watching, you know? Exactly. Eye in the sky. Like, everybody knows about these things. And if you don't, well, like, have you been living under a rock? Like, where the hell have you been if you don't know about these things, if you're not knowledgeable, which is what, like, that's like, I'm not sure I really believe you. You know what I mean? I feel like you're trying to stir the pot, and that was your way of trying. But yeah, our phones listen, even some of them, even when they're shut off, you know, devices in your home listening, things like that. Cameras that are able to be tapped into. I mean, the technology is just, it's never ending, you know? So down here the day before yesterday, we had 3 consecutive strong tremors. Oh, shoot. Such a terrifying feeling. So the whole earth was moving. Wow, that would be scary. I actually saw that in a post somewhere that I think somebody was in the park or something, and the ground was just sort of moving apart from each other and like splashing up water. And I was just like, well, that's scary. How do you know what you're built on top of? You know what I mean? And you can see the ground like moving, and I'm like, holy, just like an egg just crack open or something, you know? I was just like, wow, that's intense. Loads of your friends had bought them for Xmas. Yeah, I don't even want one either, Sue Reeves. Yeah, I do too. I protect myself in certain ways as well, especially because sometimes, like, okay, so like the footage of Shanann Watts and her videos, I needed to take a device to record that, you know, footage from another device, right? So I'm using one device in front of my, you know, laptop or whatever, in front of another camera, right? So that camera can see what I'm holding in front of it. And you bet your bottom dollar that there's someone on the other end of that can also see that, you know? So like, it's like, you don't want your, you know, SSID numbers being shown, devices can be shut down more quickly, viruses sent to it, things like that. Hackers are, you know, are people too. And some of them sit there like, oh, I don't like you. I don't like your face. I don't like your, you know, your laugh. And so they'll just, you know, do everything and anything to try to get into your devices to shut you down, to create havoc and bullshit, right? So I just think some protection is necessary to, you know, not show all of that information. So I too take some precautionary steps when I'm doing what I'm doing. You put her in the garage. That's funny, Laura. That's awesome. Oh, geez. I don't know. I heard that it messes with your other devices and stuff too, though. I don't really know. Wolf Gamer, I don't even know what that means. So no, I'm not going to say it because I don't know what it means. Yeah, there's much power in sort of like the media and spreading, awareness or whatever. And even if it's an incorrect awareness, still, it still happens like all throughout. So, this has been really great hanging out and stuff. My bladder's, of course, full again. And, well, we're already an hour and a half in. So, hello, Highway of Tears. Yes. So, that was our topic today, to just sort of discuss a little bit of some of the victims that were on that, Highway of Tears. And I think it was a good change of pace from Chris Watts. Even though we dug a little bit that way, it wasn't as much as what we've done in the past. It would be really nice you peed your panties. Oh man, don't make me laugh. But I definitely will have another story ready for you guys for the next live on Tuesday, and stay tuned for that for sure. Hey, Roberto. So yes, thank you for spending time with me, and everybody coming to spread their own opinion and thoughts here. I really love that we can get along even if we disagree. I think that that's really mature of us. In this day and age, we don't have enough of that, I think. So I pride myself on having a different type of channel and a very open platform. So feel comfortable enough to say whatever you want to say, and just keep it clean, with no need to attack anybody in the process. So I love all of you guys. You can disagree, Starlight. Oh boy. Kisses and hugs to all of you guys. And then we'll see you again soon for a story update very soon. I love you all. TGIS. Thank goodness it was Sherry. Saturday. And you guys all have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and bye for now.